Welcome to Sovereign Citizen Legal Encounters. All right, today we're in Judge Crum's court, where a sovereign citizen thinks he can represent himself, like they all do. I'm going to let you watch this one because this case is not going to be too long, but I'm going to give you the gist on what's going on with the case. So we're going to first go over his charges. Okay, the first charge is possession of opiate, opium, narcotic, or certain stimulant. The second charge, use, possess with intent to use drug paraphernalia into human body. And the third charge is possession of marijuana. So if you look at the dates, the charge offense date was on June 4th, 2024. They filed it February 10th, 2025. I started thinking, I wonder why that happened. So I looked a little bit further into it and found this. So 3 days later, it was submitted to the lab for it to be processed June 7th, 2024. The lab had it for a little while because labs can get busy depending on how much evidence they get and what things they have going on in the lab. They started processing it on the 22nd of October of 2024, and they completed it on the 27th of October 2024, which generated a report to show that the items that were submitted was actually what it was. Now that you have all the details on the case, let's go.
Right, there's somebody on here that's got a Samsung SM A716. Could you turn on your camera and identify yourself, please? What is your name, sir? You'll need to unmute. Should be in the lower left-hand corner of your device. The audio button, just click that.
Okay. Can you hear me?
I can. What is your name?
I am Brian. My family name is Wilkinson.
All right. We'll go on the record in State of Kansas versus Brian J. Wilkinson. Case number 25 CR 67. The state appears by County Attorney Darren DeVinny. Mr. Wilkinson appears in person by Zoom. We're here for a first appearance. Mr. Wilkinson, you're appearing by a summons. I'm going to go over your charges with you. There are 3 counts, all alleged to have occurred on June 4th, 2024 in Butler County, Kansas. Count 1 alleges you were in unlawful possession of methamphetamine. That is a level 5 drug felony. Count 2 alleges you were in unlawful possession of paraphernalia for use. That is a class B non-person misdemeanor. Count 3 is an allegation of possession of marijuana, also a class B non-person misdemeanor. Do you understand what you've been charged with, Mr. Wilkinson?
I do not understand, Your Honor.
Yeah, what don't you understand?
I had thought that this matter was already settled on the case that Mr. Watts was representing me for.
Okay, I'm not aware of that particular matter. That may have been a different case. I'm not sure.
Well, there wasn't a different case. I mean, I wasn't attacked and assaulted and kidnapped 2 different times, just one time.
Mr. DeVinny, do you know anything about another case involving Mr. Wilkinson?
Let's see. Well, I know there's criminal history. I know he's a B on the grid. He has out of at least Butler County cases, we've got a driving while suspended, an old 23 traffic case that's closed. And then he has this open case now for possession of methamphetamine.
Do you know of, is there one where Mr. Watts representing that you know of?
Not that I'm aware of. Well, Your Honor.
All right, well, I don't know, Mr. Wilkinson, that can be sorted out. Can you afford to hire an attorney to represent you?
I'm sui juris.
Excuse me?
I'm sui juris, and I would appreciate it, Your Honor, if you would recite your oath of office, your delegation of authority order, and your bond information for the
I'm not
record.
going to do that, Mr. Wilkinson. Can you afford to hire an attorney?
Are you having trouble running your script in court? Welcome to the Sovereign Tactics Institute, the only place where you can turn courtroom chaos into a fiery tuned art form. At the Sovereign Tactics Institute, we'll teach you how to appear fired up while turning the entire courtroom into a chaotic circus, leaving judges flustered and prosecutors so frustrated that they lose track of the case. Master ultimate sovereign scripts that keep everyone on their toes and put you in control of the chaos. Here's a testimonial from one of our clients. Yeah, I went to the Sovereign Tactics Institute. I was struggling with my script, but after the course, I managed to drag my case out for 3 years. The judges were flustered, and prosecutors didn't know where to hit them. Because when it comes to defending your case, mayhem makes all the difference. Don't miss out on this great opportunity today. Call Sovereign 1 or 708-374-4461. Live sovereign, live free.
I am not a ward of the court. I'm not an idiot. I know how to speak for myself.
Okay. Do you wish to
won't be-
represent yourself?
Well, I am myself. I can't represent myself, but yes.
The sovereign citizens never want to say they represent themselves because, like he just said, he is himself. So he has to present himself. Technical arguments that has no merit.
I
will be talking for myself.
All right. You understand you have a right to have an attorney represent you on this case?
Yeah, but that makes me a ward of the court if I am seen as too stupid to talk for myself.
Do you understand that if you can't afford an attorney to represent you, one would be appointed for you?
I also understand that all attorneys' first duty is for the court and not for their clients. So
Do you
I wouldn't
understand
want.
you have that right, Mr. Wilkinson?
I do understand my rights. Yes,
Okay.
Your Honor.
I'm going to go ahead and appoint James Watts to represent you if you think that he's represented you on something that may be in line with this case. So he'll be with you when you appear back in front of me, and that'll be on my preliminary hearing control docket. Do you have something to write with, Mr.
Yes,
Wilkinson?
sir.
All right. Your court date will be in front of me by Zoom on May the 19th at 2:30.
May 19th, 2:30 p.m.
That's correct. Do you have Mr. Watts' contact information?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Okay. You might contact his office and let them know that court date. We need to set a bond. Mr. Devaney, what's your recommendation for bond?
The defendant does appear here voluntarily by summons here today, so I'd request a $10,000 OR bond for the defendant.
What was the amount?
$10,000.
All right, I'll set a $10,000 OR bond. He'll need to be processed, I'm assuming.
Well, he initially had a first appearance back on June 5th of 24 at 1:30. At that point, we were waiting on KBI Labs and we released him. So I believe he's actually been arrested and processed.
Okay.
He just needs to come to 201 West Pine. If he can make it here today before 5, that's great. If not, probably on Monday to come up to the front desk so he can sign his bond.
All right, Mr. Wilkinson, can you make it up to the Judicial Center this afternoon to sign your OR bond?
It'll probably need to be Monday, Your Honor.
Okay. And is there a particular time that he'll need to be there?
8 to 5. He can come up anytime from 8 to 5.
Anytime between 8 to 5, just go up to the front desk and they'll have that paperwork for you to sign, Mr. Wilkinson.
At the front desk where the where you enter, or do I need to go into the clerk's office?
Just walk through the front doors and come to the front desk and we'll have it up there ready for you, Mr. Wilkinson.
Okay, thank you.
All right, Mr. Devaney, anything else on Mr. Wilkinson's case?
No, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Wilkinson, you're excused today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You bet. Have a good weekend.
Yes.
Okay, so he did go down to that place and sign for what he needed to sign for his next court date. He signed the name Brian J. Wilkinson family. So he did sign it. So he was playing hardball sovereign at first, and then at the end now he wants an attorney and all of that stuff. So we'll see how it goes. I'll follow back up on it and see what he says in his next hearing. Have a good day, evening or night, and I'll see you around on the next video.